So this week we have VLR, which is in short a choose-your-own-adventure combined with an escape-the-room style puzzle game about a group of 9 people trapped in a facility forced to choose who to betray and who to work with to escape. For those familiar with the Zero Escape series, yes, I'm aware I've started on the second game, but I didn't have someone who was willing to lend me the first, and I didn't want to buy it because I wanted to decide if the series was, how to put this, terminally Japanese before investing. If I just quickly explain what I mean by a case of terminal Japanese, we all know how the JRPGs and the other J games go. It'd be charitable to say that sometimes they have too much grind and are paced about as well as a barium enema going at half speed. And the writing teams are either explaining simple concepts, like the entire audience are 2-year-olds, or tripping on lead-based paint. And I'll be honest, VLR suffers from both these problems. First, the pacing. In a puzzle game that requires the player to not only be on the ball, but also have a reasonable level of knowledge, a concept being explained to us in the simplest terms, and then again with a helpful diagram and or metaphor. And then a third time using only 2-syllable words or less. And why, in a 30 to 40 hour game, must we pad time by forcing the player to watch a 10-second door opening and closing animation every time a character enters or exits a room? This doesn't sound like a big deal, but the annoyance stacks up more and more. Second issue, the level of insanity. This is one of those plots that is impossible to predict. Not so much because of its complexity, and more because it reads like the writing team did all their work while holidaying at batshit on sea. But despite having all the qualities of something that should make me hate it, I just can't. There are a few reasons for this. Firstly, the fact I still really wanted to play and find out more even after maximum crazy had been reached. I was jumping between story points eagerly, wondering how much each character knew and how trustworthy each of them were. But more than that, I actually felt something for each of the characters. For me, bad writing is when you couldn't give a flying rat for what happens because you don't believe such a person exists. VLR sidesteps this very well. I really liked some of the characters and I really hated others. I can guarantee you'll have to continue playing, even if it's just to see the guys you hate get their comeuppance in one of the story threads, which, again, I can guarantee will happen. The puzzles too were quite nice. Of course, they're not all going to go down well with everyone, and the final puzzle, which was basically Minesweeper with your eyes shut, can go die in a hole. But for the most part, I found them to be equal parts frustrating and satisfying. My only major problem with the puzzle rooms was quite a few times when I found myself stuck, I'd scratch my head for ages only to hit the screen at random and open a cupboard I couldn't see with an essential piece of information in it. Basically, the 3D room interiors could have been better designed. If I'm stuck in a puzzle game, I want it to be because I'm an idiot, not because I'm working with half the pieces missing. Since I seem to have circled back round to disappointments, I can name a few more. The constant plot jumping really calls for some kind of recall list. I don't know what kind of space memory wizards they think of playing this game, but I doubt anyone could remember exactly what is going on in each of the 4 branches per plot. But I can blah 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 all day about this frustration and that frustration, but when all is said and done, rather than putting down my pencil and paper, because yes, unless you are the aforementioned memory space wizard, you will need a set for the game, and throwing in the towel, I gritted my teeth and pushed on because I was crazy curious about what madness was going to happen next. Thanks for watching everyone, remember to like, comment and subscribe.